when you first heard of the East Coasters and the Florences at the table, what was your first thoughts when you heard that they talking?
That was dope to me. Like, cause I just remember back in the days when they started beefing, and I remember being in juvenile hall with all the Florences and all the East Coasters and them beefing and squabbling up in juvenile hall and all the, you know what I mean? Back when everything was first jumping off, and it's just like, it's dope to all these years later, they finally set aside their differences and come to a point of peace. Like, that's dope.
The Queen Streets, the neighborhood Parus, and the Inglewood Treses is pretty much it's over in terms of any conflict for the most part.
Yeah, for the most part. You know, it's still like, you know, it's a lot of loose ends that, you know, there's still dudes that feel a certain way. So, you know, you're gonna have certain small situations, but for the most part, as long as that, now nigga, it's a line of communication open at least, and now at least somebody could call somebody that got some kind of say so, and you know what I mean, be able to stop a lot of, you know, cause things is gonna happen, shit gonna happen, like shit happens between us, like as far as the blacks and us and neighborhood Pyrus, I have a riff, or us and the Inglewood families, you know what I mean? But the thing is having that line of communication open to where somebody can call somebody, and you know what I mean? We could, what they call that shit? We could single that situation out and put an end to it, and you know what I mean, and not fuck up everybody else peaceful situation. Like,
And also, we have a safe space where everybody can come talk it out. And if there's an issue, you can go to the back and get your issue on, and then come back inside and come to the table. And, you know, over there with Skip.
honestly, like, it shouldn't be no issues to go to the back. Honestly, to me, by the time you come near, that squabble should have been out the way. You supposed to handle that shit in the hood. Like, once we coming to the table, we coming to the table to get this shit out the way and done with. The point of coming to the table is discussing this shit like men. So, like, I feel like all your squabbling should have been done before you got to the table. Like,
No, I agree 100%. Once you come into the table, it's all about dialogue at this point.
exactly.
But you know, there's been a couple of skirmishes where people had to go in the back and.
I mean, yeah, you know, I heard things, but I'm just, you know what I mean?
And I'm all for that too, because like it's gloves up, guns down. You know,
Yeah.
whether it's in a ring or it's at a meeting.
But I just feel like you should have handled that in the hood. Like, you know what I mean? Y'all niggas in the hood, like, y'all should have handled that part in the hood. Like, we coming to the table to discuss, like, you know what I mean? So us discussing, and then you got to go to the back to take a fade real quick. I don't feel like we getting nowhere. Like, we still in the same shit. So when we come in here, this is taking that step away from that. Like, you know what I mean?
For sure, most definitely. Derek Chauvin found guilty on all 3 charges.
I'm not gonna lie, I was shocked. Like, honestly, I thought he was gonna get off like everybody else. But honestly, like, that was another huge monumental moment for the culture and just for us as a people. Like, we've been getting done for so wrong. I mean, we've been getting done wrong for so long without any like justice being served. And it's like finally after years and years of being mistreated and abused, we finally got a moment of glory, like, you know what I mean? So it was like huge. It's like, kind of like, I made an analysis, it's kind of like being a fighter and you had 100 fights and you lost every one of them, and then finally on this 101st fight, you finally won. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of like how I felt.
Did you hear what Maxine Waters said during an interview when they were deliberating? They asked her what should the protesters do, and she said they should go out there and be confrontational. They should go out there and hit the streets.
I wouldn't call it like she inciting, but you sending out the wrong message. Like, you know what I mean? You definitely sent out the wrong message with that. Like people need to be more active is what I feel. People need to be more active in the things that's going on in the world, and people need to come together more like they have been in the lately. But confrontational is a different thing. Like, don't send these people out to, you know what I mean? Don't set them up for failure. you can't just say that to people because people take shit the wrong. You know what I mean? You got to be real specific and direct with people. Like, that's kind of like a broad statement. You know what I mean? It's kind of broad and like, you know what I mean? A lot of people need direction. So if you go direct to people, direct them precisely. Like, you know what I mean? Direct me like Siri.
Derek Chauvin, his minimum sentence is 10 years. His maximum sentence is 40. The average sentence that the state of Minnesota gives for that offense is 12 and a half years.
I think they'll give him 10.
So he'll get below average then.
10, let out with good behavior, and about 6, some crazy shit like that. You know, he gonna get, but I mean, it don't matter what he get. He a police in prison. He gonna have a hard time. So it don't matter, like, whatever he get, you're not gonna like this.
Normally, you or I do something like that, most likely the state of California is gonna max us out.
Of course.
So I would feel a certain kind of way if he gets a sentence that's below average.
Yeah, I mean, we should be, like, it happens a lot though. Like, look at the sentencing averages between whites and minorities. Like, you know what I mean? They get a lot more leniency when it comes to, you know what I mean, breaking the law than we do. Like, so it's been going on. So one more case ain't finna make no big difference. Like, if you got a problem with one, you need to have a problem with all.
Well, we're supposed to be in the era of reform now. So
you gonna start with him? That's cool.
Yeah, start somewhere.
I mean, you gotta start somewhere. That's cool.
I hope at least a minimum 15 years for Derek Chauvin.
I mean, I'm not gonna say that in because I don't wish jail on nobody. Like, you know what I mean? I was just offering like what I think is gonna happen, but honestly, like, I don't wish jail on no one. Like, you know what I mean? I'm a eye for an eye, street justice type of dude anyway. So.
Are you gonna get vaccinated for the COVID-19?
No way.
No way. Give me your top reasons why not. Thanks for watching StreetTV.net. If you're not subscribed, please hit that button below and click the bell to receive alerts and notifications. Feel free to comment below so you can give us your feedback, and be sure to watch the 2 related episodes to the right. If you want to support this platform or follow us on social media, visit the links in the description, and thanks for watching StreetTV.net.